What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be talking about 8 tips and things that you need to do as a young wide receiver. Now, tip number 1, fellas, is going to help you catch the ball more consistently. This is a phrase that I'll tell every single wide receiver, youth all the way up to college, if they're in like a dropping slump or they're just have a couple reps where they drop the ball, and that is take a photo of the ball with your eyes. So as soon as that ball is thrown to you, you want to pretend your eyes are a camera, and as soon as it makes contact with your hands, you're trying to take a snapshot photo of the ball. The only thing in your line of vision is this football. It's not the football in this tree over here or the grass over here, and it's not I'm looking it in and then I peek upfield as soon as it makes contact with my hands. When it makes contact with your hands, snap that photo, then put it away and get back upfield. Now, fellas, before we get into the rest of this video, if you are a wide receiver or a quarterback watching this and you would like to train with myself and my staff of coaches this offseason, we are traveling out to 15 different cities across the entire country for 2-day-long QB and wide receiver training camps this offseason, you guys. So our next camp is going to be in San Francisco, California. Then we'll be heading out to Orlando, Florida, Phoenix, Arizona, Columbia, South Carolina, Seattle, Washington, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Nashville, Tennessee, Austin, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia. Then after Atlanta, we'll be coming out to Denver, Colorado, Columbus, Ohio, Boston, Massachusetts, Salt Lake City, Utah, and finishing it off in Los Angeles, California. So guys, if you want to sign up, very first link in that description below. Last year we did 15 cities, all 15 of them sold out, and we had to turn a lot of people away. So guys, make sure that if we have available spots now, take advantage of that. Very first link in that description below. Let's get back to this video. Now, fellas, when it comes to catching, another thing that wide receivers like to do that is bad is that they will look the ball all the way into their hands. They might take that photo like we talked about earlier in this video, and then as they turn upfield, they take their eyes off the ball and they don't look it all the way into the tuck. So a great drill that you guys can do when you're just simply warming up with a quarterback, warming up with another receiver, is our laces, no laces drill. So all that means is that that ball's going to be thrown to you. You're going to catch the ball, you're going to tuck it, and you are going to verbally call out whether you see laces, like so, or spaces. So what that does is it forces you, it holds you accountable to actually look the football all the way in. So in a game, it's faster and we don't have to think about it. In a game, we could be here and be able to get upfield, because you obviously can't take that type of time in a game because you're going to get your head taken off. But it's a very simple drill and a very easy thing that receivers can do to make sure that they're not peeking upfield too quick, which leads to more drops. Now, tip number 3, fellas, that all young receivers need to do is learn how to sell vertical on their routes. So selling vertical comes down to 3 things. Whether you're running a 5-yard hitch or a 15-yard comeback, you got to make that DB believe that you're running past him to get him to either backpedal way out of there or turn and open up his hips. So when you make your cut, we're going to be able to get separation. So there's 3 things that go into that. Speed. You need to make sure that your speed frequency is the same. Frequency, I mean keeping it the same. So I don't necessarily need you running 100% into your route. I mean, if you can cut and change direction doing that, by all means do it. Realistically, 90 to 95% is probably what you're going to be running to be able to cut. Because if you're going 100%, it's very low chances of you being able to cut on a dime just because you have too much speed. So I would say 90 to 95%, but it can't change. Off the ball, it's the same speed as when you're right about to make your cut. Number 2, stride frequency. I don't want anybody coming off the ball with good strides and right before they cut, they shorten them and then cut. Because when you shorten the strides, it tells the DB a break's coming. Just like when you slow down, it tells the DB a break's coming, right? And then last but not least, your body language. Especially on routes where you got to drop your hips, a lot of receivers will go up into a break and raise up to drop down. The second your chest and your chin go up, your hips also go up. And that's a tell that a break's coming. So selling vertical is really about deception. Can we make him think that a fade ball, that's all I'm running, or don't give him an indicator of when I'm making my actual cut? And it comes down to, again, body language, stride length, and speed. Now, tip number 4 for wide receivers, you guys, you need to have violent hips on routes that require you to drop your hips. So if we're talking about a curl, a comeback, a 5-yard hitch, if you're selling vertical like how we're supposed to, if you're going up into the break and you have that type of speed, good stride, good body language, and your hips are slow, you're going to take a million steps at the break and it's going to give the DB time to recover, especially if he's talented, especially if he's disciplined. So what I tell my receivers, pretend like you're playing musical chairs, because how low you want to get when you drop into a break is 90 degrees, like you're sitting into a chair. You want to sit down, but you want your chin to try to go straight to your knee. That's the magic spot. Right about this low is how low I need you to be. So a lot of guys, I need you to pretend music stops when you get to your break point. It's as quick as I could drop, because the quicker you drop your hips, faster you're going to be able to decelerate, faster you're going to be able to get out of the break. And that's what it takes to get separation versus a talented and disciplined DB. Now, tip number 5 for young wide receivers, fellas, is that you need to make sure that you are starting your cuts on the ball of your foot first. First, it is okay if your whole foot makes contact with the ground when you're trying to make a cut. Whether you're dropping your hips, whether you're running a post route and you're cutting off of one foot, your whole foot's kind of has to be in the ground to be able to have some control. It's very hard to cut on your tippy toes, but how many of you guys are afraid of injuring your knee, afraid of blowing an ACL or whatever the case may be? More often than not, when you see that at the next level, guys are moving insanely fast and they have incorrect foot strike. They'll cut and their heel touches the ground first, more so because they're overextending, and then their toe slaps down, leg extends. That could cause an ankle injury, Achilles, knee, stuff that we obviously don't want to deal with as a wide receiver. So you need to get your whole foot down, but the first part of your foot to hit the ground is the ball of your foot. And if you could cut on the ball of your foot, what also happens is it protects your knee, but when you're on that ball arch of your foot, guess what you could do? You could push out and get out of your cuts faster. So not only will it help with speed, but it'll help you avoid knee injuries. Now, tip number 6, you guys, you need to have a plan of action with your releases when you come up to the line of scrimmage. So by plan of action, I mean you just need to understand what a DB is trying to accomplish with his leverage or how he's playing you in press, and have a release to counter that. So there's 3 types of press that you'll see if he's right up on the line. You either got head up right in front of you, inside shade, shaded to the inside a little bit to take away the inside routes and force you outside, and then vice versa. Outside shade to take away the outside routes and force you inside where he probably has safety help. So you need to have a plan of action for that. Going into a game, I need to know, okay, this DB likes to play XYZ look. I have a release for that, so when I see it in the game, I can play fast. So let's say he plays all 3 versions of those. My thought process is, okay, if I see head up press, I'm gonna do a little split release, because if he jumps inside, I can go outside. If he stays, I give him a move and go. Shades outside, I go inside, because I'm in a position of balance, okay? That's one. Let's say he's inside shade. I like a crossover. I'm gonna attack his leverage, make him think I'm going inside, then go outside. Say he's outside leverage, I can do a jab step, and then release inside. So I have a plan of action based on the things that I see. A lot of that's film study, but also if you don't have film on the DB that you're playing, you just know those are the 3 types of press that I'll see. I need to have a plan for each one of those. Now fellas, tip number 7 for wide receivers is you need to understand how to block. So if you want to become a better blocker as a wide receiver, 3 things you got to focus on. Number 1, you have to approach the DB under control that you're trying to block. If he's like 7 yards off, yes, you got to get off the ball fast, but when you get to about 2 to 3 yards away, you are taking 6-inch steps. So you're taking 6-inch steps under control. Now, number 2, you got to make sure that your base is wide, okay? I think a lot of guys will come up and they'll try to block. Feet are too close together. All it takes is one quick swipe and then you're off balance. So you got to make sure your base is wide, 6-inch steps, and where you want to punch this DB, tip number 3, is you want to keep your thumbs up and you are shooting for his armpits. And when you get hands on him, this is kind of a bonus tip, if you will, you got to make sure you stay square. I think a lot of times get hands, but their feet die and they stop taking those 6-inch steps. So this guy makes a move, they hang on, and if they're blocking a dude like this, that's a holding call. You got to keep your hips and your shoulders square with him. So I get hands, he tries to move here, he tries to move here, so I could stay in front of him and not draw that holding penalty. Now fellas, tip number 8 is honestly going to help you get recruited and get more recognition as a wide receiver, especially when you're at the high school level, if you're approaching the high school level, and that is play multiple positions. One of the things that college coaches look for in wide receivers is they look for explosive playmakers, right? So if you're in an offense where maybe you guys don't throw the ball that often, maybe your quarterback isn't that good, maybe you're a run heavy team, you run a wing tee, whatever, but you're playing receiver, you got to play multiple spots on the field. You guys should really honestly never come off the field. Like, I love to hear that when I'm training a receiver or working with a receiver and they're like, yeah, we never come off the field. I'm playing offense, I'm playing special teams, I return kicks, return punts, and I'm playing defense. Those are all opportunities for you to showcase that you're an explosive playmaker. A college coach, they're very, very good at recruiting. They know exactly what they're looking for. They know exactly who will fit into their program. And if you're a true receiver, they're going to know that, right? But you got to show them that you can make plays to be able to play at that collegiate level. So returning punts, returning kicks, playing defense, all those are opportunities to get film, get explosive plays, and be able to stand out. Even if you're a youth receiver and you're getting into high school, you shouldn't just play receiver, because like, let's say your high school head coach watches your film and he sees that you're making plays all over the dang place. He's going to want that type of player on his team. That applies at the high school level and at the collegiate level.